All right, this is on one of the terms that we've talked about and heard about a lot in this class and in society today, which is vaccine hesitancy. It's a word that we are hearing a lot in the news, we're hearing it on social media, and we're hearing it in a disparaging way. You go on regular news channels, especially cable news, and you're going to hear those people who are vaccine hesitant, and they're talked about badly. They're not saying it in a positive manner. And I'm saying to you that you should be hesitant, okay? And I'm going to tell you that we've seen this story before. Now, if you are historically aware, you'll know that there are a lot of vaccines. Smallpox vaccine, polio vaccine, they have one for shingles, which is like an adult version of chickenpox. There are a lot of vaccines out there, and oftentimes they can do some decent work, right? The vaccine thing is not necessarily all good or all bad. I think that kind of thinking is a mistake. That's binary thinking. All good or all bad. That doesn't seem very logical. I think there's a way to be kind of in the middle, and that's where this hesitancy thing comes in and I think is positive. This is old historical data from the original vaccine, the smallpox vaccine. And if you take a look at this, you'll see this is 1830s. The smallpox vaccine was invented in 1798, I believe. And here's what happened, and it's very similar to stuff that we've seen today. They have a vaccine introduced in 1798, this is in Britain, and they don't see a big change in the data. So when you look at, they have scarlet fever up here in red, because that was a big deal at the time, and there was no vaccine, and then you have smallpox. And here you have data on smallpox cases, and you have it in Britain. And, well, look at this. You have a spike in smallpox deaths as far as 1870. Now, how is that possible? If there's a smallpox vaccine and it works, how do you get that? In theory, that's not possible. In theory, it should never go that way. So you have a compulsory vaccine act here. Data doesn't change, yet they're forcing people to do it. That should sound familiar. And then there's an even more serious one passed, and the very next year, cases and deaths spike, which is a little odd. Next. All right, here's something brand new. I almost pulled this out at random just to show you what's going on. Britain, 1800s. This is Vermont. Low populated state, lots of air, green mountains, forests. It's not a busy place. And guess what? Here we have vaccine hospitalizations per, and it's people per 1 million, so you get a number that's pure, and you have, starting here in February, those who are over 65 and those with boosters, the numbers spike. And here in June, Fauci says with 50% vaccinated, I feel certain you're not going to see the kinds of surges we've seen in the past. He says it here, and then the numbers spike. The vaccine has been out. And it's in Vermont. This is now. This is not 100 years ago. This is current information. Now, what are we told? We are told everybody must do this. People have to get vaccinated. Young people. Dana, let's see what the next one looks like, right? Because you guys are told that you should be vaccinated. Again, not the craziest idea in the world. I've had the whole battery of vaccines to go to public school in New York City. No problem. But we are told that there's a serious issue with young people. Well, guess what? This was today. I pulled this off the CDC website today. 0 to 17, males and females, 795 deaths involving COVID-19. That means it's in the mix or tested, there was a positive test involved. There are 72 million Americans in that age bracket. 72 million. And this is the number as of today. 795. Now, can you explain why there's this huge push to vaccinate young people? I can't. That's not even a rounding error. That's a number that doesn't exist. 72 million, and that's the number. Male and female. Yet we see this, can't go to school, got to get vaxxed. We're going to get vaccines for 5-year-olds. Why? I can't fathom the reason why they would want those numbers in the mix. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Okay, let's continue. Let's talk about masks and we'll end this and see what we've got. We hear the same thing about masks. So I'm talking about vaccine hesitancy, now I'm talking about mask stuff. This came out on February 11th. That was 4 days ago. What have we been told for 2 years? Oh, well, look at what we're told now. This isn't Johnny Conspiracy Tinfoil Hat in the Basement.com. This is Bloomberg.com. Mask mandates didn't make much of a difference anyway. Really? Why is everybody in this room with a mask on in various shades of up and above the face? If they don't make a difference, why are we using them? Let's do a little bit further. Here's Dave Chappelle at his local town meeting. I put this up here to show you how people act. Dave Chappelle is up here presenting in front of his town hall, and he's not wearing a mask. Yet the people in the crowd are. That's a little weird. Does the virus know that Dave Chappelle is wealthy and famous? Do they know that he's somebody special and very funny? It's almost like the virus can understand. Maybe we need to reconsider that. Maybe mask hesitancy is there. Dana, let's see the next one. So why are we doing things in schools? If we have the vaccine numbers where they are, or the COVID deaths where they are with vaccines out and not out. That's a 2-year number, by the way. That 795 number, that was 2 years, not since the vaccine. Why are we doing this? Why are people clowning on homeschool kids? Right? Oh, they're not properly socialized. And this works? You want your kid in that? Do you want your future children in this? I don't think that makes sense. I don't think this is a great way to learn. Okay? Last one. Okay? I think maybe you should be hesitant. I think maybe it's time that you question authority, do the things that in the olden days we were told in school to do by default as Americans. And that is not blindly trust the authorities simply because they're authorities. I think it's time that you, when you get information, you quietly look at it, you analyze it yourself, you do your own homework and your own research, and you should be, especially with this stuff of late, you should be hesitant. Thank you.